Keep going. You're doing great. No time to stop now. You're well on your way to being studied up enough to go take your permit test, at least your general knowledge, and we're going to keep going with it. So you've got all the information you need to take those tests. So night driving, of course, it is more dangerous. You got factors you have to think about. You've got less visibility, and you've got glare, and then just fatigue and lack of alertness. Not everybody is used to driving at night, so a lot of times that can cause you to be sleepy going down the road. Then you have roadway factors after that. And again, I'll keep saying it. Just because it's not highlighted, you still should read it. More concentration of drunk drivers on the road at night generally, so be aware of that. Vehicle factors, headlights, again, this is important with low beams and high beams. Low beams you can see ahead about 250 feet, with high beams of 350 to 500. So adjust your speed to keep your stopping distance within your sight distance. We went over that with low visibility already. Moving on. As far as with night driving procedures, pre-trip, always the same thing. Make sure all your lights work. And of course everything else, because you don't want to have an issue at night because it's harder to see to fix it. Avoid blinding others. Dim your lights within 500 feet of an oncoming vehicle, and when following another vehicle within 500 feet. Avoid glare from oncoming vehicles. You know how to do that in your car. You look down and to the right just a little bit when somebody's coming at you, so you don't look right at their headlights. Use high beams when you can. It always helps with visibility. If you do get sleepy, stop as soon as you can, so you're not worried about falling asleep at the wheel. Driving in fog, back to talking about visibility again. We went over this just a little bit already. So make yourself very familiar with this. Always a good idea. Fog can be very rough because it can lighten up and get heavy again as you're going down the road. Always, again, make yourself visible, and if you have to stop, try to get off the road as far as you can. Driving in winter, lots of things to look at in the wintertime. First of all, coolant level and antifreeze amount, defrosting and heating equipment, wipers and washers, tires. Here's the first time we're going to see this. Enough tread on your tires. On your steer tires, you have to have at least 4 32 of an inch and at least 2 32 of an inch on all other tires. These are some optional things. Tire chains, but lights and reflectors, these always need to be clean. Again, go through all this stuff and make sure that you know what is included in this winter driving section. Exhaust system is very important. In a truck, exhaust leaks can be bad, especially if you don't use your windows, or if you don't have your windows rolled down a little bit. Carbon monoxide can build up in your large cab and cause you to feel sleepy and basically put you to sleep. Okay, so we're looking at driving here. Again, familiarize yourself with all this. Wet brakes, this is very important. This is a very good possibility this question could be on a test. And avoid driving through deep puddles. But if you have to, this is how you handle it. So read that, memorize that, make sure you know it. There will be questions about it. Driving in hot weather, just the opposite of where we were. Vehicle checks, normal pre-trip, but inspect the tires every 2 hours or 100 miles. Now that's a very specific one that could be on the test. Now we talked about pre-trip earlier, where that was a little bit different. So know the difference between stopping to do a tire check and just to do a pre-trip or do a in-trip check, so you don't get those confused in case you get that question on your permit test. Engine oil, of course, always you want to check that really every day you drive the truck. Engine coolant, we talked about that already. If coolant has to be added to the system, you have to be very careful with that so it doesn't blow over on you and get you coated with hot coolant. It can burn you very, very badly. Driving. Watch for bleeding tar. Go slowly enough to prevent overheating. All right, so there's subsections 2, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Again, read through it. Answer the questions the best that you can. If you can't answer them, go back and study them until you can answer them. We'll be back again, starting at subsection 215. Have fun.